Welcome to another Fast Tech video. Before we start, please go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. In this video guide, I'm going to be showing you guys how to remarry a new disk drive logic board in a PlayStation 3. This video is going to be extremely helpful to you if you've damaged or lost your original Blu-ray disc drive logic board, or if your PS3 is not reading discs and you replaced the disc drive already and the drive seems to be spinning as demonstrated here but still not reading your discs. The problem is most likely with your disc drive logic board. PS3s that have a disk drive logic board require that you transfer the logic board over when you do a disk drive replacement, or the disk drive is not going to read your games. Some of you have probably found out the hard way that unless you transfer that PCB over, your disk drive is not going to read games even if you have a good working disk drive, and even the apps that are on the hard drive are not going to run. Since PS3s require the disk drive logic board that they were shipped with from the factory, if the logic board on the disk drive is broken or mismatched, your PS3 needs to be remarried to a new disk drive logic board, or the one that you already have that might be mismatched. You can also use this video to upgrade your single I BD400 disk drive to a double I BD410 disk drive in your backwards compatible PS3. FastTechStore.com carries all PS3 parts, including disk drives and logic boards. Check the links in the description box and the top comment. This video was brought to you by the FastTech Pro Auto Kit, which is an automatic screwdriver that disassembles all kinds of electronic devices. Let's get started. This video applies to all fat PS3s and PS3 Slim 2000 and 2100 series systems. Later model PS3 Slim 2500, 3000 series and the PS3 Super Slim systems do not have an independent disk drive logic board. The system we're going to be working on today is a fat backwards compatible PS3. I'm going to show you guys how to disassemble it. There's a warranty sticker here we must remove, then there's a rubber stop that must be pulled out. Then there's a T8H screw that we're going to use our FastTech Pro toolkit to remove. This is a T8H, not a T8. Once that screws out, this cover up top is just going to slide off like so. Once we get that cover off, we're going to use our FastTech Pro Auto Kit to remove the 7 screws that hold the case on. Then we're going to simply lift up the cover once the screws are removed. For this to work, our PS3 needs to be jailbroken. Before we start, we have to make sure we're on firmware 4.90, and you can go to System Settings and then go down to System Information to check your system firmware. If you're not on 4.90, you're going to need a USB drive and a PC running Windows. If you need a compatible USB drive, check us out at FastTechStore.com and check the links in the description box. We're going to right click on our USB drive and we're going to click Format. Keep in mind that any data on the USB will be lost. We're going to set the file system to FAT32, and in the label section you can type in whatever you want. And then we're going to click Start. Then it's going to warn us one more time that all data will be lost. We're going to press OK. And now the format's complete and our USB is ready to go. Now we need firmware 4.90. And you can Google search for it. But if you can't find it, check the links in the description box and the pinned comment. Once on this page, you're going to go to the section that says Update Using Computer, and then you're going to click on the option that says Download PS3 Update. If clicking on it doesn't work, then right click and press Save Link As. This window is going to pop up. We're going to go over to our USB on the left side here, and then we're going to create a folder in here called PS3, uppercase PS, and then another folder in that folder called Update, uppercase. We're going to open that folder and save. Now it's downloading the file, but it looks like Google Chrome is blocking me even though this is coming from Sony's website. So we're going to ignore that warning and press Keep. Once the file is downloaded and we can verify that it's in the correct location as shown here, now our USB drive is ready to go. Now that we have our USB drive prepared, we can unplug it from the laptop and plug it into our PS3 in the first or the second USB port. Once we have the USB drive plugged in on our PS3, we're going to go to System Update and then we're gonna select the option that says update via storage media. Then it's gonna say 4.90 location USB, just press X. And then it's gonna take you to the end user agreement, press the right D-pad, press accept, and then press start. Nobody reads that thing anyways. And now the PS3 is updating your firmware to 4.90, which is where we need to be. Once the update finishes, the PS3 is going to restart, and then we're going to open up the internet browser. Then we're going to go up to Tools, and then we're going to go down to Homepage. Now we want to set this to use blank page, and it's going to say about:blank. I would also like to take this opportunity to tell you about fasttech.ca. And yes, this was a plug you weren't expecting, but the bills have to be paid. We stock all kinds of PS3 parts, from PS3 fat OG systems to slims to super slims, and we offer a lifetime warranty with free worldwide shipping. Now we can continue with the rest of the video. Once we've set this to about blank, we're gonna press OK, press X on the controller. And when we return here, we're going to press triangle, then go to Tools, and then go to Delete Cookies. Press Yes, press triangle again, go to Tools, this time delete search history. Press Yes, go back, triangle, Tools, then delete cache, press Yes. Do the same thing for delete authentication information, and then press Yes. This is an optional step in most cases, but it does help if you're getting errors. Then exit the browser when you're done, and then we're gonna go to the settings tab once again, and then we're gonna go down to date and time settings. You want to set date and time to be set via internet, so that way you have an accurate clock, which is something we're gonna need to jailbreak our PS3 successfully. Then we're gonna reload the internet browser on our PS3.
I'm reloaded! Okay?
Then we're gonna go to File, Address Entry, or you can press the Start button on your PS3 controller and enter this address, which is ps3toolset.com. Now, if you're watching this in the future and this address is no longer working, check the links in the description box and the pinned comment, because this link is subject to change. So if it's no longer working, go check down there for a new updated working link. It is going to ask you if you wanted to allow it to run a plugin. Just press yes, and once you do, you're going to see this page, which is the PlayStation 3 toolset. Now there are some checks that are going to be performed at this time, so do not close this window or do anything else on your PS3 while this is loading. I've sped up part of this video in the interest of time. Once the process is complete, you'll see a check mark on the top right and these QR codes. You're going to press OK. Now we're going to go up to System Manager. We're going to wait for this page to load. It could take up to a few seconds. At the very top, it says Flash Memory. We're going to press on that folder, and then we're going to press Save Flash Memory Backup. And we're going to save it to where it says USB, which is the USB that we've prepared at the beginning of this video and should be inserted in your PS3 at this time. Then we're going to press that button, and now the system is going to start saving the NAND flash onto the USB drive. And this is important in case anything goes wrong, God forbid, you have a backup of your NAND flash that you can use later to restore your system in case there's a problem like a power outage or your PS3 just gets bricked for whatever reason. I've sped up this part of the video in the interest of time, but this step is very, very important, and make sure you have a valid dump before you proceed. Once successful, you're going to see that check mark on the top right corner, and that means we have a successful dump. Now we're going to press close, and we're going to go back to the menu. There's an option here that says Flash Memory Patch. Press X on that, and then we're going to press Load Patch via HTTP. Now it's loading the patch that we need. I have a 256 MB NAND system that I'm working with, and these ones finish a lot quicker, but if you have a 16 MB NOR system, this is going to take much longer. But trust the process and let it do its thing. And once you're done, you should see a green check mark on the right side as seen here. And once we see that, we're going to press close. Now we're going to go back to flash memory patch. And now we're going to select apply loaded patch. Now, I must warn you that this step can break your console if you cut the power to your system. And you're going to be met with this warning. We're going to press yes. Do not turn off your PS3 while this is happening. Once you're done, you're going to see a green check mark on the top right. It is very important, if you do not have a reliable power source, to make sure that you're hooked on some kind of a generator or something, because some of you watch these videos in third world countries, and if you have load shedding in your country, which for Westerners means the country doesn't have a reliable power source and it's the politicians are crackheads. So if you live in one of those countries, you have to make sure you have a reliable power source when doing this. Now we're going to press close, and then we're going to close the browser, and then we're going to turn off our PS3 and restart the system. Now we're going to unplug the USB from the PS3 and plug it into our PC. Then we're going to head over to Google and we're going to search for PS3 4.90 CFW. The files are available at psxplace.com. We will also include the links in the description box and the pinned comment in case this link is no longer working. We're gonna grab this file here, which is the NoBD file, which means no Blu-ray drive. And this is the file you want to grab if you have no Blu-ray drive and by extension no Blu-ray drive logic board. If you have no Bluetooth board, which is this component here, you're gonna download the NoBT file. If you have no Blu-ray drive and no Bluetooth board, check us out at fasttechstore.com because we got some really good prices on both components. Don't be that guy with no BD and no BT. Don't get caught out here in the streets lacking like that. Check us out at fasttechstore.com and use the coupon code YouTube for a discount. So let's go ahead and download the NoBD file. Alright, so that file has started downloading. Now let's also grab the Non-Crippled CFW, which is this one right here. Let's download that as well because we're going to need that later on. Now we should have both the NoBD and the regular CFW on our USB drive. So we're going to open up our drive. The first thing we want to do is rename the original firmware, the 4.90 that we installed, into something else. Just call it old PS3 firmware, whatever, it doesn't matter. Then we're going to extract the NoBD CFW first. Let's go ahead and delete these extra files. We don't need them. So to prevent confusion, let's go ahead and do a little bit of housekeeping here. We're going to open up that folder that we extracted and we're going to copy or cut the file into our PS3 update folder. So now we have the PS3 update.pup file, which is our CFW NoBD file. Now we can unplug the USB from our laptop and plug it in onto our PS3. Now we're going to head over to the system update section. We're going to go to update via storage media, and now you'll see this option here for 4.90 EvilNat NoBD. We're going to press X, and then we're going to not read the end user agreement. We're going to accept again. Press right on the D-pad. It's going to give you the disclaimer telling you all the good stuff like your system could be bricked during this, which it can be. So again, make sure that the power never turns off during this process. Now it's copying the update data and then it's going to start installation. I have sped up part of this video once again to save you guys time. So please go ahead and drop a like on this video, because not only is this the most concise and to the point video you've ever seen on this topic, it's the only video you've seen on this topic. So go ahead and drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It costs you nothing, but it helps us out a lot. Once the screen is done, the PS3 is going to restart. Now our PS3 is jailbroken and is running custom firmware, and you'll see some options here that weren't there before, like custom firmware tools. So we're going to go in the network tab, then go to custom firmware tools, then go all the way down to dump tools. Then we're going to scroll all the way down to an option here that's going to say dump ERK. We're We're going to press that. The first time it might fail like it did in this demonstration, as you can see on the top right corner. But if it does, just try again. And eventually it will come through, as it did here. Once you see the green check on the top right corner, as seen here, now you know that you have the EID root key on your USB drive. If you had a defective disk drive logic board that was not powering on or accepting the disks at all, at this point in time you can start removing that old logic board by removing the 5 Phillips screws and the cables that hold it in. They're held in by clips. Then we're going to install our new logic board purchased at fasttechstore.com, of course. Reconnect the cables, push down the clips, and reinstall the 5 screws that hold down the PCB. FastTechStore.com carries all PS3 disk drives and all PS3 parts, from cases, shells, hard drives, SSDs, and much more. You can use the coupon code YouTube for a discount. If you're watching this video because you wanted to upgrade your PS3 to a newer BD410 KES410 dual eye laser disk drive, you can make that swap now. But you'll have to use the original disk drive cable, this cable here, from your original system, because the cable is slightly different. Available at fasttechstore.com. At this point, we can install whatever disk drive we want into our PS3 as long as the cable fits, because we got that abundance mindset. Now for the final step, which is pairing this disk drive. Now we're gonna unplug our USB from the PS3 and plug it back into our laptop. On the USB drive in the root directory, you'll see these files. These are the backups of your NAND dump and the EID root key. You would want to make backups of these files just in case anything goes wrong. Once those files are backed up, we are going to now extract the regular CFW. But before we do that, we have to rename the NoBD into something else. We'll name it old CFW. Now we're going to go into our regular CFW folder and copy paste where our old update file was, like that. Now let's unplug the USB from the computer and back into the PS3. Now we're going to turn on our PS3 one last time. We're going to go to system update, and it's only last time. If you want to stay on CFW, we go to update via storage media, and we're going to see 4.90 EvilNat CEX, which is the regular version, not the non-Blu-ray version, which is what we had before. This is going to allow us to pair a disk drive to the system once this update is done and we can get the system into factory mode. I am going to speed this up one more time because nobody wants to watch paint dry. This is how fast the PS3 would do updates if you had an SSD purchased from fasttechstore.com, which is a video we're going to be doing in the future. We offer all YouTube viewers a discount if you enter the coupon code YouTube during checkout. Once this installation finishes, the PS3 is going to restart, and then we're going to be able to put it into factory service mode. Now we're going to go back to the network tab. We're going to go up, back into custom firmware tools. Then we're going to go down into service tools. Then we're going to go to advanced service tools. And then there's going to be an option that says toggle factory service mode. Press X on it and press X again. You'll see a green check mark on the top right corner, and now we should be in service mode. Keep in mind that your controller is only going to work when plugged in via USB when in service mode. Now that we're in service mode, we're going to go back to the network tab, custom firmware tools, and then we're going to go down to service tools, advanced service tools, and the third option here is remarry Blu-ray drive. Press X on it. If it fails the first couple of times, don't worry. You might see that red X on the top right, but eventually it will go through, and eventually you will get a green check like this one. Once you see that green check, you've successfully remarried your Blu-ray drive. If it doesn't work for you, leave a comment in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Now we're going to go back to advanced service tools, and we're going to go to toggle factory service mode. Once again, press X and then press X again. This time we're turning off factory service mode so we can boot into the PS3 normally. Now the PS3 is going to restart, and this is the moment of truth. For my test disc, I used Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception, and of course it worked. Why would you guys ever doubt me? I'm the greatest to ever do it. #1 YouTube channel, always the first to do something, including this, because there's no other video that shows you how to remarry a Blu-ray disc drive in a PS3 from start to finish. So please go ahead and drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell next to the subscribe button, because that helps us out more than you know. Even if you don't buy any products from us, drop a like on this video, subscribe, and hit that bell next to the subscribe button so you don't miss another one of these very useful and the first of its kind videos. And now for some gameplay testing. Now, if you don't want a jailbroken PS3, you can always go back to stock 4.90 firmware. And if you do, your disk drive should still be paired. Now for the reassembly part. The front lines up first. There's teeth that need to line up. And you want to make sure these cables are tucked in as shown here. Otherwise they can get caught in the case. Then we're going to pivot the back of the case on. And then we're going to install the 7 screws that hold it down. The smaller screw goes in the top right corner here. It's labeled with an S. We're going to use our FastTech Pro Auto Kit to fasten these screws. This amazing screwdriver is available at fasttechstore.com. Comes with a lifetime warranty and a money-back guarantee. This little piece right here goes in here. This is where this T8H screws in that holds on this sliding part of the case with a Spider-Man font. Now we're going to tighten that T8H with our FastTech Pro toolkit. We're going to put the rubber stop back on. And that concludes this video. Thanks for watching another FastTech video. Before you leave, please go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. And hit the bell next to the subscribe button to get notifications. This is Shiroz from FastTech signing out. And I'll see you in the next one.